So I'll call the meeting to order, and the first business would be the approval of the agenda as presented.
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Mike. All those in favor, any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously. General public comment. We don't have any public with us today. Well, approval of the minutes of June 6th. A motion would be in order to approve the minutes.
So moved.
Motion by Colin. Any discussion?
There was one little grammar thing. I'll just let Christine.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously. Approval of the warrants. You receive your warrants through your Google Meets, Google Drive now. Drive.
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Mike. All those in favor?
Aye.
May I ask a question?
Yeah.
What is, I'm trying to find it now. I think it was Lisa M., which I'm assuming is Madison.
Maybe, yeah.
Heineman, Sheldon Academy. I was just trying, CFP. I was just curious what that was. I don't know, Lewis, maybe you know?
Certified Financial Planners, that's
Hi.
what P means.
There's a payment to Heineman on behalf of Lisa M., CFP, Sheldon Academy.
So we have to put a portion of our CFP monies, a small portion as a set aside for any private schools that are within our supervisory unit.
Kind of like a down payment kind of thing.
It's just a federal regulation. I don't know the specifics as to how it's calculated and everything, but it works out to be, I think it was about $3,000 that we have to set aside. And Sheldon Academy falls within the parameters of our SU somehow. I think it's because we send students there.
Can you remind me what CFP means?
Consolidated federal grant. So that's our title grant, Title I, Title II, Title IV.
Okay, thank you. I just wasn't sure.
We also, I think we offer money to other schools that would fall within our issue, but they have to meet some parameters and they have to take us up on it. So I think Sheldon has been the only one that has spent any of the money in the last few years. It's roughly between $2,000 and $3,000 a year.
It was like under 2,200. I was just curious what it was.
That was one piece, but I think there was another small piece for $300 earlier this year.
Thank you.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes unanimously. So we have contract recommendations for professional staff. We have Sarah Taylor, early education and extended school counselor, $85,000, which is grant funded. Support staff, Jameson Cudrell, GRCSU dental hygienist at $40 an hour. Brayton Dio, bookkeeper at $20 an hour. Extracurricular for FY23 summer staff, Heather Proctor, June summer, SLP, $75 an hour. Sally Short for June summer physical therapist at $75 an hour. And July and August FY24 summer staff, we have Jenna Davin, PRES summer Paris, $17 an hour. Adam Washburn, PRES summer, $17 an hour. Alicia Aldis, PO, Pulteney Elementary summer special educator, $50 an hour. Alex Ward, Proctor Elementary summer, $17 an hour. Mallory Buxton Erickson, MTSS update stipend, $40 an hour. Becky Curtis, MTSS stipend, $40 an hour. Sandra, MTSS, $40 an hour. Josh Bunker, MTSS stipend, $40 an hour. Jamie Affla, MTSS stipend, $40 an hour. Alina Weehoff, summer math and financial literacy curriculum stipend of $2,400. Heather Proctor, West Rutland summer SLP, $75 an hour. Sally Short, West Rutland summer physical therapist, $75 an hour. Heather Wilson, Middletown, Wells Village summer SLP, $75 an hour. Melissa Miller, Pulteney Elementary summer special ed, $50 an hour. Frederick Place and Pulteney, or Proctor High School summer special education para, $25 an hour. Any questions on those?
So Heather Proctor is West Rutland, but also has a
June, that's
different.
when it says June.
Yeah, one's June, summer SLP, too, is that, those are two different?
It's two different months.
So one was for June and the rest is for summer, is that what that means? The rest of the summer?
She's a GRCSU,
Yeah, just because she's on here 2 times, so I
I
just.
had the same question.
Right, because one says
One's just for
June
June, right? And the
for
rest is
FY '23, the next one is in the next
the next
fiscal
fiscal year.
year of
Okay.
FY '24. So there were a couple that were like that.
Yeah, okay, got it.
Good
Thanks.
Right, so a motion would be in order to approve those as presented.
So moved.
Motion by Tina, discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, and Chris, did you want to just give a little?
On the youth slide?
Yeah.
Yeah, so, there was a question around, excuse me, what the youth fly, so the acronym youth fly stands for University of Florida Literacy Institute. There's a foundations program, it's a phonics-based program that we are looking to pilot in our schools. We currently use, it's going to be piloted in Rutland Town, I think Foley Elementary, as well as West Rutland. And it was involved in there as well. The stipends are for summer hours. There's up to 16 hours of summer work that need to be done. And then there are 8 additional hours in the course of the school year that are outside of contracted hours that will be part of this phonics-based program. It is a program that we're really looking at, seriously considering moving across the SU. We're looking for a strong phonics-based program to really assist with our reading, particularly in our early education.
Okay. So the stipends are for Megan Marrow, Rutland Town, $800. Jill Alderman, Rutland Town, $800. Megan Martell, Rutland Town, $1120. Abigail Editori, Rutland Town, $1120. Heather Norton, Rutland Town, $1120. Margaret Prozo, Rutland Town, $1120. Tammy White, Pulteney Elementary, $1120. Ethan Cameron Volpel, Pulteney Elementary, $1120. Trista Matson, Pulteney Elementary, $800. Sierra Bush, Wiles Village, $1120. Sherry McNeil, Middletown, $1120. Lindsay Brown, West Rutland, $1120. And Eliza Tooley, West Rutland, $1120. The motion would be in order to approve the pilot stipends as presented.
So moved.
Motion by Lance. Any discussion?
The people that are getting trained, are they going to do any training for other staff?
Yes, they're going to turn into training
Okay.
throughout the course of the year.
Okay.
And so what exactly are they just piloting, like the curriculum? How does that work exactly?
So they're running the whole
program.
in their schools, and so with them, we'll take a look at the results and data to see if it's something which we want to move across the SU.
Okay, so they're just doing that in their classroom.
Right, we're going to respect the schools and classes.
Okay, all right.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Resignations. We have one resignation from Kara Bailey. She is a GRCSU employee, and it is effective, it was effective June 30, correct?
Correct.
And at-will contract non-renewal. Joel Ditton, GRCSU lifeguard. Tina Van Gilder, GRCSU LEA coordinator. Alina Wehoff, PBL coach. Jennifer Colte, PBL coach. Corey Smith, PBL coach. Sandra Solero, PBL coach. And Angela Hayes, part-time early education coordinator. A motion would be in order to accept the resignations and at-will non-renewals as presented.
That motion.
Motion by Tina. Discussion.
Yeah, so well, I didn't know, or at least I don't remember, we had an SU lifeguard.
Oh, so
Like,
it was something that, actually, he's a Proctor kid that I got. It was cheaper for us to hire him to lifeguard when they went places than to than to worry about trying to find a lifeguard. So he became a GRCSU employee because he did it for other schools, not just for Proctor, so.
Okay. I'm just wondering, because I didn't know that or just forgot it from last year.
Last year, I think we hired some as well, some of my lifeguards. Yeah,
Well, the reason why I ask is, like Wells Village School, they couldn't find any lifeguard at all.
oh,
And so that's why I was surprised when I saw that.
Yeah.
So this is, is there plans to have another one going forward?
I don't know. I mean, it was just, like, last year I know that, we got a call from a school and they needed a lifeguard, and so I had lifeguards from our pool, and I just hooked them up because they were paying more than I was paying. So, because I think they made like $25 or $20 or something like that. So it's hard to find lifeguards, so if you find someone that's good, it's well worth paying them to keep them.
I think that, I don't know if he was the one or not, but at the VAC for some of the special ed kids that went to.
Oh, nice.
school
Yeah, he
there
did do
during the
that.
school day. So I think that that's what it was, and because the season's over.
Yeah.
It's done.
Gotcha.
And I
Yeah.
do believe that they're trying to hire some more for next time because it wasn't consistent completely either, so they're looking to get more than one so that they have some backup coverage, I think, so.
Yeah, it's hard because most of them are high school or college kids, so.
So maybe just make sure building administrators know that if we do hire someone, that we have someone, or
Yeah.
hopefully have someone, right?
But like if you go, like last year, we had kids that were our lifeguards go and lifeguard, like when people went to Emerald Lake and things like that, just so you had, not under any kind of contract, they just went like, let's say the 6th grade class is going and they needed 2 lifeguards. And so we had kids that were, high school kids that were lifeguards or college kids and they went, so.
The other question I had was just around the part-time early education coordinator. That was an ESSER fund? The part-time early education coordinator?
It was funded through Medicaid in the past, and that's been replaced with a full-time position that we just approved.
Okay, I couldn't remember if we had filled that, so we did fill that?
It's a full-time.
Oh, nice.
And it's a new position being funded through a portion of, it's being funded for ESSER funds this following year, and then we'll move to a portion of Medicaid funds.
The year after. Okay, thank you. That's all I had.
All right, anything else? All those in favor? Motion passes unanimously. New business. One of the things we want to talk about tonight, the reason we let Louis come, is we had talked about what, we've used ESSER funds for a lot of positions that are here for a year and then gone. And so we had discussed using ESSER funds for things that are a little more tangible. So after ESSER is no longer with us, maybe we have some kind of goodie from ESSER. And so we have $100,000, Louis, that we had talked about, that we're going to talk about, and Louis has a handout, giving to, dividing up and giving to each building. And there's a couple options on how to do that. One option would be to divide it equally, and I think that breaks down to what, 12,500?
Yes.
And the second option would be to give everyone a base number, and then the remainder of the funds would be given to schools based on per pupil. So a school that had more students would receive more funding because essentially you have a greater need. So, you want to add, Louis?
I think that about covers it, so I did lay it out with 2 different options, how much each school would receive based on those options, and that's based on the 100,000, and obviously if we change that 100,000, either higher or lower, we change these amounts.
Right. And so then, building administrators will be responsible for meeting with, procuring, going through the procurement process with Louis, And it would be under, we're saying like enrichment,
Wellness and enrichment.
wellness and enrichment, so.
Wellness, okay. And
So let's say you could, if you needed to maybe upgrade a playground or, those kind of, outdoor classroom, maybe different things like that aren't necessarily budgeted, but that would be the responsibility of the building administrator to come up with that plan and then have it approved by Chris and Lewis,
A field trip would also fall under that as well.
or a field trip. So what are your thoughts on option one, option two?
I personally like option 2, spread it out evenly across SU. Although I'd love to have more money from Rutland Town, I like that evenly split.
Okay,
See the impact across the whole SU.
I agree. Option 2.
I would too.
okay. All right, so would someone like to make a motion to allocate $12,500 to each building administrator for use for health and, or wellness and enrichment?
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Colin. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously.
Who's opposed?
Oh, are you opposed? Okay. By majority. 7 to 1. Okay. And that is the end of the regular meeting, unless anybody has anything else they want to discuss, bring up before we recess for the...
Were we not able to get a facilitator?
We were not able to get a facilitator, so Chris and I discussed that. We couldn't get a facilitator for another meeting either. It's just really hard, people are on vacation. And so the thought process was that if there are things that we feel like after we meet and discuss that we need help defining, looking at deeper, going into, that we could perhaps do it like October or November, something like that, when it's not as busy for them. And we know exactly what it is that we're asking them to come and help us figure out, break down, define, whatever that is. So, we're gonna talk about the strategic plan a little bit, see if we can come up with, some goals. And then if we feel like, we need to dig a little deeper, we can always talk about what kind of facilitator we'd like to have and do that, so. But it was hard just to find a place to meet. I mean, every place is like literally booked, so. Okay, so we're gonna recess and then we will come back a little later after we eat for the retreat portion.